All right, all right. R&B, 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 R&B. Today, guys, we're gonna be making some modern R&B beats, and by beats, I mean we're gonna make one beat. I'm gonna show you guys how to do it, give you guys a bunch of little details and sauce on how to kind of get the sound that you're probably looking for, but maybe you just don't know how to get there. So I'm gonna kind of clear that up and let you know what kind of sounds you should use, some chord structure, arrangements, little effects you can use on your beats, etc. So yeah, let's get into it. BPM for these types of beats, let's say like 90 to like 110 is pretty solid, but really just look up some songs that you like and look at their BPM. First thing that's really important for R&B type beats is your sound selection. Kind of want to use softer sounding sounds. And there's ways you can manipulate sounds to make them sound a bit softer, and that's probably what I'll show you guys a little bit later in this video. But to get started, we're going to be using this sound called Atmos, and this is going to be in my analog lab bank that's coming up relatively soon. Probably next week is when I'll drop it. So one trick just right off the bat, I like to start with my bass notes typically. But just a quick way to know that a chord is going to sound good 100% of the time if you use it is if you just drag this out right here and we drop it down 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll just build these chords right now just to kind of show you guys. And for R&B type beats, you're going to want to use like 7th chords or like 9th chords versus just like a regular triad. You can actually just grab this right here, drop it down 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it's going to sound good. Guaranteed. And then if you look here, another little tip to know if it's going to sound good, if you're just able to line up all these notes and it's still a chord. So this is still a G minor 7th chord, and this is an A sharp major 7th chord, but they're very similar chords if you look at them together. Like they share a bunch of the same notes, so that's going to sound pretty good as well. So let's just give it a listen all together, and I'm going to randomize these notes right here, velocities to make them sound a bit realer, and then strum them as well. And I'm actually going to shorten these because I'm going to do another little trick in a second. Now I'm just going to add some notes in between here. So these are like kind of just pauses that we created by not extending these notes fully. And what sounds really nice is just adding some notes in between because it sounds really full right here. And then these kind of transition into the next chord. And then I'm just picking this note because it lines up with this one right here. Above this note over here, so it's going to feel like it's kind of going down into it. I think this should go down as well. So the next sound I'm pulling in is actually this ARP. That's going to be in the analog bank. So I just copied it over. And it's a really easy trick to kind of add a little bit of texture to your sound. It's just layering it with an ARP. Sounds really bright right now, so we're going to get rid of that in a second. I mean, you could make an R&B beat that's a little bit brighter as well, but I want to make something it's a little bit, less bright. All right, so right here we got arcade open. There's this Eternal Dream sound, and vocals are really good for R&B beats. Don't overdo it, but they're great to kind of tuck in the background. Next, a cool little thing that I've been doing lately is just adding like a little Perc sound. And this is going to make a lot more sense when we get to the part where, I add like the cool effects and whatnot. But just adding like a little Perc sound. This sound and all the drum sounds I'm going to be using today are going to be from my new drum kit, Graffiti. Link in the description if you want to check it out. Really good drum kit. Don't have to put effects on it to make your drums stick out in your mix, and there's really sounds for any type of beat. And this Tinkerbell is for my one-shot kit, DaVinci. It's my one-shot kit. Used it in like the past, 30 beats or so that I've done on this channel. And I'm just gonna play it, and I'm gonna explain like why I put everything where I did. Alright, so in terms of where I put these notes for this like counter melody, if you look here, I'm really just putting them on notes that are already within these chords. So like right here, I'm following along on this A, and it goes down, but it's onto this F right here. But if you pull this up, you know, it's part of the kind of extra sounds that I added to the chords at the beginning. Then it's just kind of going down right here, then repeats, and goes back up over here. Yeah, I'm just really following notes within the chord here. Now for the moment you've all been waiting for. You're gonna take your pattern, whatever it is, right here, select all, Control Alt C, and then just click start. It's gonna turn it into an audio file right here. And you're gonna have something like this. Then we're gonna select it all, go to edit in audio editor, then go here, click on this sample rate thing. Then you're gonna change this to, you can do like 2000 or 3000. The lower you go, number-wise, like the darker it's going to sound. So I'll just do 3000 for right now. Then you're gonna click resample, tempo sync, and then just click accept. And then you just drag it out right here, and you should get something that sounds like this. All right, that's on mute right now. You should get something that sounds like this. Way more like R&B. I don't know if that's a word, but if it is a word, it's the perfect way to describe this. So next we're gonna add a bass line. Also for my one-shot kit DaVinci, there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13, 14, 15. I got tired just because so many bass lines. Check it out. All right, so here I've got the submarine bass line versus just making a super static bass line where I just follow only the root notes, which would be something like this. But I decided to add a little bounce to it, and I'm gonna show you what it sounds like, and then I'll explain like how I decided to put additional notes not on the root note. The reason why I chose these notes right here, if we go back to that little bell I added, I basically just copied the extra notes like right over here, essentially. That's how I kind of picked them out. They're all notes that are on the chord as well, but if you look right here, and then we go to right here, it's like the same notes basically. But if you didn't do something like that, then yeah, just play around with these other notes in the chord and you'll find something. I usually like to go up, like have each of them go up right here, or have them all go kind of down, like something like that. All right, so I just added another sound. This is just the Honey pack, which is a really good pack for R&B beats, and it's a Crazy For You sound. I just got ShaperBox, and there's like this sweep setting, and I just thought it would sound cool for like a change up. Alright, so now let's add some drums, and for drums, just make sure that you don't overdo it. You know, this is a beat that somebody's going to be singing on. You don't have to do like 50 hi-hat rolls every 5 seconds or anything like that. You don't have to have the kick going on every other step or anything like that. Just keep it simple. And these are from the Graffiti drum kit. Check it out. What? Kick, super simple. So you can barely hear that second one. That's kind of what I mean by accent sounds. I just play with the velocities right here for these hi-hats. I did 1/3 step. Just this open hat, just right here. You'd think I'd want to add one over here too, but it just didn't sound that good, so I'm just gonna leave it right there. Alright, so I laid out the beats. I'm gonna just talk you guys through it and play it. But before we get started, just a few little things to note here. So I started with the original kind of loop that I just cut out the high end for. Then it kind of comes in and it's like a pre-chorus kind of thing right here where I cut out the high ends for the arcade sounds, and I don't really have much going on like right here. And I also put on ShaperBox so it kind of drowns out most of the sound in the loop, and then it just kind of comes in, and yeah, I'll explain from here. Wow, who's that? Sounds sick. So it sounds kind of like underwatery, except the drums and hi-hats. Add a nice little pause right there, take out the hi-hats, but kind of kept it pretty redundant, as you know, someone's gonna be singing on this. And there's tons of changes throughout here. It's like a little post-chorus. Everything kind of comes in for the verse. And I cut out some sounds before it drops into like the pre-chorus and chorus. Listening back, I might want to take this out, but I think you guys kind of get the deal. Thank you for watching. Hopefully this was helpful. Follow me on Instagram at DylanXO. And yeah, join the Discord as well. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.